Hey folks, this is Jeremy. I decided to make a video to show you my 12 volt diesel fuel pump that I purchased last Thanksgiving, and this afternoon I'm going to be fueling up a John Deere 3520 tractor. So what we got here is a fuel caddy that I got at Tractor Supply. It's the Flo N Go Duramax. It's about $100, and I've got that hooked up to a 12 volt pump right here from Northern Tool, and that came as a kit with the hose that you see there, the pump, the outlet hose here, and the nozzle. It's a manual shutoff nozzle. And so the pump kit normally goes for like $169, I think, and I managed to get it on sale for I think $119, and then I had a gift card, so it was even cheaper than that. But it's a nice little package they put together. So I also added a 12 volt battery, of course. Just got that at Walmart for $24 or so. I added a Water-Block fuel filter, and it's see-through, so you can tell if there's any sediment or any water in there. And the filter itself actually absorbs water too. The filter housing and filter was I think $40 roughly, and the replacement filters are like $14 at Northern Tool. The pipe here I got at Lowe's. It's just I think this was a 12-inch length, and then a street elbow here. Just has female on one side, male on the other. The connectors that you see here with the hose clamps, that came with the pump kit, and it's a 3/4 inch NPT. And the connector here on the nozzle side is actually a 1-inch NPT. And so the way I hooked this up to the fuel caddy, the fuel caddy actually has a regular garden hose type connector, and it also has a shutoff valve, so that way when you need to refill the container, you can just shut off the valve and unhook the pump. So I added a 3/4 inch male hose adapter, and then I also added a shutoff valve on this side so that when I unhook the caddy, all the fuel doesn't drip out of the pump intake line here. So basically, to walk you through the procedure of what I do to refuel a piece of equipment is first we can get the fuel fill opened up here, just on top. And this tractor is not completely empty, but it's getting kind of close. I think you can see how much is left in there now. And I think I have enough diesel in the caddy to fill it up, but if not, we may hear the pump suck a little bit of air in, and I'll just shut it off at that point in time. So on the caddy side, just have to open up the air vent here at the top. And the air vent is kind of small. This is really meant to be a gravity feed caddy, but it seems to be working okay so far. Sometimes when I shut off the pump, I'll hear hissing air as it rushes into the vent. But the container is really sturdy, so it hasn't caved in on itself or anything terrible like that. Then down here at the bottom, just need to make sure that both of these valves are in the open position. And then my pump, just need to connect that to power on the battery. The other alligator clips here go to a small solar panel that I have that helps keep the battery topped off. I do still have to hook up a charger periodically to it, but the solar panel helps a little bit. Alright, so we'll just get the hose uncoiled here. Try to do it one-handed. And we'll just stick that in the fuel fill. Now, because this is a manual shutoff, you do have to watch your fuel level and make sure that you don't overfill the piece of equipment. So now we're ready to turn on the pump, and when I do that, you'll hear it kick in, and you may see a little bit of swirling air bubbles or fuel in the filter there, but no diesel will come out until I pull the trigger up there on the nozzle. Alright, so here goes. Okay, so the fuel was pretty much full, so now I shut off the pump, and then I just relieve the pressure that's still in the line. Just hang that back up. And so then I'll just disconnect the battery to make sure nobody else uses the pump. And then close the air vent. And then down here at the bottom, I'll close both of these valves. So the valves are kind of nice because if you have to disconnect the caddy from the pump, you only lose a tiny bit of diesel fuel between the two valves. So I usually just stick a paper towel under there when I disconnect the two of them. And just put the cap back on the fuel tank. So that was basically filling more than half the tank on this tractor. It was at about the 3/8 mark. The caddy here is getting kind of light. I've got probably 2 to 3 gallons left in there, and it's a 14-gallon tank. Although I usually can't get the very last bit out of the bottom with the pump, and so when I take it to the gas station, I usually put in about 13 gallons of fuel. And to get it out of my pickup truck, I either have somebody help me lift it, because this thing weighs like 90 to 100 pounds when it's full, or I can just use the bucket on the tractor and just stick it up near the tailgate and roll the fuel caddy in there and then lower it down to the ground. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how the fuel pump works, and it sure is a lot easier to use a 12-volt pump or a 120-volt pump than it is to hold a big gas can or diesel can up there on the hood of the tractor. So I'm real happy with it. I spent in total probably $300 to put this all together, but it's been well worth it so far. Thanks for watching.